the video.
Come back.
We're gonna be talking about tips for interviews, like job interviews.
My number one tip would be do your research on the company. Do your research on your role and the company.
Yes.
That's gonna give you more confidence on answering any questions that they might give you, because you already know. You have your research, and it also helps you with your nerves.
Sometimes they ask you questions that have to do with the store or your position or why you want to work in the store, and like how did you hear about the store or whatever. So it's good to do your research so you know, like when you answer, you sound really confident and you don't have to think about it too much because you already did your research, you know. I had my first job I work at Home Depot, and I did my research on the store and on the department I was gonna work in, and happens that they did ask me why did I want to work at the store and like why was I interested in it. I confidently answered because I did my research and I do work now there, so yeah. My advice would be dress accordingly. Like if you're, depending on where did you apply, you know, it could be casual, you know, like this color shirt, whatever, with normal jeans. Don't come up with some crop top and like, you know what I'm saying. So according to what you apply for, you dress like you're supposed to. They always tell you what you're supposed to wear, like what could you wear, what could you not wear, what type of attire you can wear, stuff like that.
My next tip will be don't be afraid to ask questions. You are allowed to ask questions too. Like,
Right.
don't think otherwise.
You need to ask questions till you stand out also, because not everybody asks questions because you're typically nervous in your first interview or whatever. So ask questions. They're gonna be like, oh, she's interested, like, you know, she wants or he wants to be in this job or whatever, because, you know, he's asking questions and like trying to get to know the environment better. There before time, like 5 minutes, 10 minutes before, so they could tell that you're gonna be there. If you get hired, you're gonna be there on time, you know, you're not gonna be a late person.
My next tip will be imagine that you're having a conversation with like a friend or something. It's just think that is someone trying to get to know you, which it is. They're just trying to get to know you and see if you're, you know, adjustable for the job.
Be confident when you speak. Don't speak too little, like low or none of that. Like have a nice tone, you know, that you can be heard, that he hears you clearly. Because if you're gonna work with people, if it's a retail or whatever, you need to speak loud enough that they could hear you. Don't scream or anything, but be confident when you speak, and like so they can be like, okay, yeah, she got people skills, you know,
Customer service.
yeah.
Don't feel pressure to answer fast, because when you're nervous, your mind is in a go.
Yeah.
So if they ask you a question, just be like, you know, make sure that that you're thinking, because you know, if you're in customer service or any other job, you need to think before you do something. So if they ask you a question, think about it, you know, and then answer. That's gonna show that you think before you do. You think before you answer. You know, the obvious, but you know, don't feel the pressure that you have to do it fast. Take your time, take it slow.
To have long answers, not like super long, but like not like 5 words or less. Have a decent answer. They'll be like, okay, you know, she or he, they have a nice answer, like according to my question, she's answering my question, you know, not some simple answer. You need to like elaborate.
My next tip will be prepared. Bring a copy of your resume or a copy of your cover letter. You know how nowadays you don't really need to do that, because you know you send it through email when you apply or whatever, but you know, just in case, be prepared. And you can give it to them at the end of the interview, so they take a look at it, they have you in mind.
Always stand out from, like, try to stand out from the other basic people that they interview, you know. Try to have always that right question, like, you know, oh, okay, yeah, she's answering all my questions good, correctly, and like they're gonna be surprised. They're gonna remember you because you stood out asking questions, being on time, everything that we've told you so far. You're gonna get hired.
Google, I feel like everybody does this, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say it just in case you don't. Google some questions, some interview questions that you can practice, and you know, it might help you.
Even from the same store. Sometimes people post on YouTube. That's what I did too. I looked up on YouTube like normal questions that they ask on like Home Depot, whatever, and it did help because it resumed everything that I needed to know apart from the research. So yeah.
Go to Indeed.com. It doesn't only give you jobs, it also gives you really good help, not only building your resume but also giving you advice about, you know, interview and stuff and what to do and stuff like that. They help you with everything that has to do with the job. So you can go ahead, Indeed.com.
That's all I have for this interview. Tip for the interview. So yeah, I hope you guys found this useful and you can use it in your job interviews. Comment, share, like, subscribe.
Yes, comment down below some tips as well, you know.
Y'all can help each other.
Help each other out. Any experience in interviews too, comment down below. And yeah, that's pretty much it for us.